All right. How are you both doing? My name's Antonio. I'm with the Nocturnal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Hi. So we're just gonna dive right into it. For both of you, what was it about the movie, the project that made you guys wanna do it?
Every single thing, really. The script was amazing. Getting the opportunity to work with Blumhouse at Amazon, that's a dream come true. The subject of the movie, it covers all of my passions of wanting to do horror, but also tackle drama, comedy, action, adventure. I mean, there was no negative piece that came with this project. All of it was, really just fulfilling a dream.
For sure.
I was really excited to be a part of the project. It looks like a really fun script that was also able to tackle really important issues in a really cool way. And yeah, I was excited.
That's that's awesome. I was actually had a question for you. Was there anything about your character that you related to or you felt like you connected with on a deeper level?
Oh yeah, 1000%. The theme of colorism and her insecurities with how she saw herself, that was totally me growing up. I definitely felt like that in a lot of ways I was playing a younger version of myself. And so it was really rewarding to see her growth at the end and her becoming confident and loving herself.
Awesome. Marty, I had a question for you. Were there any specific horror movies that you look to as inspiration or um that helped yeah, I guess inspire you, whether it was shots or just the overall setting or tone? Nice. And did the original or did the sorry, did the final project end up being a whole lot different from the original concept that you had for the film, or was it pretty
Hmm.
similar?
I always think that um, by the end of the film, I'm like, did I carry out what I wanted? And then I look back because I like to storyboard. I draw every single frame and or every single shot list that I want within it. And so I always go back, and I just recently went back to look at all my pictures, and I'm like, oh yes, this is exactly what I wanted.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely things, of course, I know that I could have done better, or with more money, more time, more knowledge of what was going to be. I think as artists, we always want to be improving and see our mistakes, but this is definitely something I intended to do.
Awesome. Asia, I had a question for you. You guys, you seemed really close to the rest of the cast by the end of, by the end of the movie. You guys were almost like a Stranger Things type of group. Did you did you guys have to like spend time together off set and get to know each other, or did that all come naturally?
Honestly, it all came naturally. It was all pretty organic, but Marty did this thing that I've never done before, where she like took me and Fabrizio, he plays my best friend Pedro.
Right.
Like we were like out to lunch or something, and she gave us a list of questions, and they were really personal questions that bonded me and Fab on just like a different level. Like it was asking us about our biggest insecurities and how we saw ourselves in the world and our goals, and we answered them as ourselves and also as our characters, and that really like stayed with us for the rest of filming. It allowed us to just feel really safe with each other, and we felt like best friends truly after we had that little workshop that we did. It was really cool.
Awesome. Do you have anything that you specifically want people to get from your character, or like at least understand by the end of the movie?
Oh, I mean, I guess like the main thing that I hope that I want people to get is that she was able to find the confidence and the security within herself, and she was able to overcome every single thing that she thought like in her mind, and then also with vampires, she was able to overcome pretty much anything that she put her mind to, and that I hope that people realize they can do that themselves.
I think you touched on this a little bit earlier, but would you say that you relate to a lot of the same fears, or you share the same fears that your character had, or same concerns?
I definitely related to the same insecurities that she had. Growing up, like just the whole theme of colorism throughout the film that we talk about, and even I remember when I was reading the script, it's like when you're kind of first introduced to her, you see that she's hiding from the sun. She doesn't want to, she's like wearing a hoodie when it's summertime. And I truly remember doing those types of things when I was in high school, like not wanting to be outside or running from my house straight to the car. So the sun was touching me as little as possible because I didn't want to get darker because it was deemed not beautiful.
Wow, that was definitely a lot deeper than I had originally anticipated. That's crazy. That's wild. Right? Yeah. And Marty, for my last and final question, or actually, I guess it's kind of two. First, what did you have to do anything to like, other than like watch other horror movies, to prepare to go into like a horror movie as a director? How do you specifically get into that mindset in order to portray such a, like a darker tone and theme?
I feel like I've been preparing my whole life as a huge fan of horror, and turning into a filmmaker. I really started analyzing horror films from a young age. I would play scenes over and over and over and over and over, and just like watch how they lit it, how they edited it, how the music affects you. I when I went to film school, I was probably one of like 2 or 3 people in my class who every single film I made was horror. And I remember the teachers being like, don't you want to do anything else? I'm like, no. Like, this is what I want to do. And they're like, you won't win an Academy with a horror film. I'm like, I don't care. This is what I love. And so I feel like I've been preparing for a very, very long time as first a fan and then a filmmaker, constantly analyzing how to create a scare. So it's really a lifetime of lessons to get to where I am now.
Awesome. And I guess like the actual final question is, what do you want the audience to take away after watching the film?
It's kind of a little bit of an attachment of what Asjha was saying. I believe that this story shows a very, very powerful lesson in that, when you reach outside of yourself to find confidence or to find approval, you'll always end up empty-handed, because your strength and your confidence and your beauty comes from within. And once you find that and you live that, others will react to you and be like, wow, you are worthy of love, confidence, adoration, because you find it within yourself. That's a huge lesson for people to learn, and something that I've been working with my whole life to understand. And so I think that's a really positive message in something that's kind of shrouded in entertainment.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for your answers. I hope to see you guys again on the screen sometime soon, and great job with the movie.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.